Here, reporter Erin Bates, because Erin has been following those proceedings over the last 2 hours or so. So, Erin, how much have we heard from Agrizzi today?
Gosh, well, we haven't heard all that much from him as yet. He's really just gone through some of his career history dating back to the 1980s when he started out at hotel school in Johannesburg before moving into the 90s and into the mining sector then. But Tembekile, what is so critical here is that we have heard from the inquiry's legal team head, Advocate Paul Pretorius, that Agrizzi himself implicates himself and Bosasa, as well as the currency of Bosasa, in serious malfeasance. Allegations of corruption, inducement, money laundering even. We've heard about evidence including a video allegedly of the CEO of Bosasa counting out 100 Rand notes to provide up to over 100,000 Rand for a beneficiary. We've also heard about photographs of confidential eNCA documents which Agrizzi allegedly took in a hotel room in Pretoria, and investigators for the inquiry's legal team have verified that the pattern on the carpet in that hotel matches the pattern reflected in the photographs Agrizzi allegedly took, or on his own version confessed to taking, of these confidential eNCA documents. And critically, Pretorius asked why Agrizzi has decided to come forward. This seems to be a self-confessed corrupter who is now modelling himself and defining himself as a whistleblower, someone who's been under tight witness protection after receiving a number of issued death threats, including one allegedly from an inmate at a prison. And Agrizzi described a health scare as well as being part of a cult, as it were, working with Bosasa to accrue government deals by hook and by crook.
So, given the possible serious ramifications for him, is Agrizzi aware that whatever testimony or evidence he brings forward in this inquiry will not only bring down, if you can put it that way, the people he's going to implicate, but will also see him face very serious action?
Absolutely, and one of the first questions from Advocate Pretorius this morning was why Agrizzi had not gone to authorities, and why he had not raised the flag on all of this malfeasance Agrizzi describes in his statement sooner. And he said, as I mentioned, that he feels he was part of a cult, and this health scare really precipitated his change of heart and mind over the whole matter. Critical, you mentioned his implicating other people. We understand from an inquiry investigator he's implicated about 38 people in his statement, including people of stature, goes the terminology of that investigator for the inquiry. So you can imagine these are politically exposed people, if not active politicians themselves, both current and former. And the legal team has approached Zondo quite carefully to say that because of the sensitive nature of Agrizzi's statement, as well as the threats around him and him speaking out, that they chose not to notify implicated persons in advance, something that Zondo seemed to consider quite carefully in terms of the rights that these people enjoy, in terms of the rules of the Commission. And we understand that calls have been issued by members of the inquiry team this morning to notify those persons, and Zondo highlighted that all their rights beside the right to prior notice of implication remain. So they have the right to apply to cross-examine, they have the right to put forward their version of events, perhaps in contradiction of Agrizzi's version, and that they will be given due consideration, says Zondo.
Tell me this then, Erin, how much do we know about the diary of the State Capture Commission, the program going forward? We're expecting the likes of Duduzane Zuma to make some sort of appearance. He, I was referencing earlier, is going to cross-examine Mcebisi Jonas and Fakey Mentor, at least that is the wish. What else are we expecting, and do we have dates?
We don't have dates as yet, but you're quite right. And in fact, Duduzane Zuma has been granted that leave to cross-examine Fakey Mentor's version as well as that of Mcebisi Jonas. Of course, both of them implicating Duduzane in being present at the Saxonwold estate when they allege that undue offers were made to them in his presence. As for dates, we don't have that as yet, but we have heard from Advocate Pretorius the broad strokes of what will happen over the next 2 months. And he said that what will happen in these 2 months ahead ahead is really a honing in on law enforcement agencies. We heard last year, for example, an allegation that one of the Gupta brothers boasted that they'd really captured law enforcement in this country. And we're going to hear not only from Agrizzi today talking about security contracts with various state entities, but also in the months to come, evidence from and about law enforcement agencies like the Hawks, like the NPA, like the police service. And we understand that the serious allegations that are contained in Agrizzi's statement have also been forwarded to the Hawks, and that agency is aware of the really damning allegations we're going to hear about as the inquiry continues.
Erin Bates, let's allow you to get back into that hearing. That's eNCA reporter Erin Bates keeping watch on the State Capture Commission of Inquiry resuming today.